Hey, welcome back to Vaguely Adults. You got two of your favorite vaguely looking adults here. I'm one of your hosts, Sarana, and
I'm Shirley.
And what are we doing today?
Today we are talking about media that has shaped us into who we are as human beings.
Human beings. So we're gonna go back to the ye old days of early Disney. I want to say one of the most prominent pieces of early cinema for me was Finding Nemo.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't remember much of my experience of watching the film for the first time because childhood trauma. Not to say that I was abused or anything. I don't know what made my childhood trauma. It's just not something I can remember. But I've been told that I begged my parents to go to the cinema. We watched it, and I was a sobbing mess. Which, yeah, sounds about right. Before diving deeper into that, what was your shaping movie or shaping piece of media from early childhood?
It's so bad. So my shaping media from childhood, like the earliest I can remember, there's two.
There we go.
There's two. The first one is Scooby-Doo. I was obsessed with Scooby-Doo, and I feel like I resemble the characters a lot in different aspects of my life. And the Powerpuff Girls. Which, as a youngin', I would have never admitted to, but as an adult, I wear a Bubbles ring, actually. But your Finding Nemo story, real quick, just reminded me, super tangent. When I was little, Space Jam came out.
Oh, yeah.
So I begged my parents, I was a little young, and I was probably like 2 or 3 years old, maybe, and I begged my parents to take me to see the movie, and I was like, please, Bugs Bunny, I want to see. And so my parents took me. I was the only child. And so they were like, yeah, like, let's go see Space Jam. My dad hated kid movies, but because he had a child now, he had to watch all of them.
He had responsibilities because he created life.
Priorities, you know? And so they took me to see Space Jam. Super excited because I've been like babbling about it since the commercials came out, I guess. And the movie starts and little Shirley falls asleep throughout the entire movie. And then at the very end of Space Jam, the pig comes out and he's like, that's all, folks. So little Shirley wakes up during that part and starts clapping, and she's like, más quiere, which is, I want more. And so my parents tell that story to this day because they're like, you were begging to see it again when you had fallen asleep throughout the entire movie. And that your Finding Nemo story just reminded me of that for some reason. I just needed to say it.
Yeah, I don't know. I related super hard to Finding Nemo. I think maybe it's because
it's Finding a Nemo, yeah.
No, I think I want to say that was when my dad had came to the States to work for the first time. So it was just my mom and myself living at my grandparents' house. So I had my grandma and my grandpa upstairs. But I think I related to it because of the aspect of missing a parent. But otherwise, it's just, I loved Dory. Like, off the bat, Dory was is still one of my favorite characters just because of how, like, aloof she is and, you know, trying really hard despite the challenges that she's predisposed to, right? As, you know, just a forgetful little fish trying to find her little way. But, yeah. What is it? Something 40-something Wallaby.
Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. It's vaguely in there, but like, you know, just jumbled up, all messy. But yeah, when Finding Dory came out, I really just kind of transported back to... I don't watch it often, Finding Nemo. I mean, I don't remember the last time I've watched it, but it's... Just Keep Swimming is something that I've held on to for a very, very long time, and it's a tattoo that I wanted to get because of how much that movie means to me and how much Dory means to me as a character, but I got something tangential instead because in 2015 when I joined that other organization, I realized that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. So what I have tattooed on my ribcage is "Go Forth Unafraid." So I thought it was very much in line with Just Keep Swimming.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Finding Nemo means a lot more to me than I thought it would have.
I was going to say, wow, that was deep.
Yeah.
I was just gonna talk about my self-hatred and femininity growing up.
I mean, it's not like that's a light topic either.
Okay, I guess. I was a stereotypical, I'm not like the other girls kind of kid.
Yeah.
Little me would not be caught dead wearing pink or liking girly stuff. Absolutely not. I am cool. I wear baseball caps. I want to learn how to skateboard. I did for a little bit, then until I busted my ass.
I'm just feeling so called out. Like, this is my aesthetic. I don't skateboard because I broke my arm skateboarding, but like, it's fine.
Yeah. Finding a Nemo. But yeah, I was peak.
Oh my god,
that girl.
Yeah.
Only for adults, surely. Like, my room is pink and glittery. Everything I own is pink and glittery.
Yeah.
And you saw the last episode, I'm in pink earrings, pink shirt.
Oh, I have no idea what order these episodes are coming out, but if you go back into the archives, or maybe wait for whatever else is to come.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of pink happening. I wear a lot of pink.
I mean, it's not like your hair is dyed pink purplish right now.
No. I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Alternative facts.
I have like a rose gold mirror.
It's not like the flamingo on our channel is a hue of pink and the tree is green. It's nothing to do with our personalities whatsoever. If you cannot hear, that is pure sarcasm.
The Cosmo to my Wanda. You know what's hilarious is my sister is also a green person. Like, is this just a combination? Like, green and pink? Is that a thing?
I mean, they work really well together.
Because Caitlin is also a green person.
I'm also just a palm tree.
Yeah.
I mean, the same shade of brown.
Caitlin's just a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but growing up, I always wanted to be like the main character, right? Like every typical young stereotypical girl. So I wanted to be Blossom because Blossom was the leader, and I'm referring to Powerpuff Girls, of course. I wanted to be Daphne because Daphne was the cool one. And then as I got older, I realized I am definitely Bubbles, and I embrace that. My sister and I would fight over who was Blossom, and now we've both finally taken to our who we truly are. And Caitlin is Buttercup, who is a green person, and I am Bubbles, who is blue, sadly, but you know.
Yeah, I had to look them up, but I wanted to say that I strongly related with Mojo Jojo. Don't know why, but I have very vague memories of finding that character absolutely hilarious.
I mean, he's funny.
Yeah.
But also, I just want to talk about, so I was watching TV with my mom the other day, and by watching TV with my mom the other day, I mean, I was sitting on the couch watching the Powerpuff Girls 2 days ago. Just a reminder, I am 26 years old. And, just in case you forgot. And I was watching the Powerpuff Girls, and this episode came on, and my mom was walking back and forth, and she was cleaning, so she was like, I'm just gonna sit for a little bit. So she sat, and she was on her phone while I was watching it. And there's this episode, I think it's called Powerpuff Bluff or something like this, but it's about these 3 like male villains, and hold on, I have the quote here. There's these 3 male villains, and they're very misogynistic, and so there's like this very like pretty mayor's aide, and her name is it Miss Bellum?
Miss Sarah Bellum.
And she's just like, she doesn't have a face, she's all body and hair. And one of the villains calls her Sweet Cheeks. And in the episode, Blossom is like, yes, these are the only 3 villains capable of such insensitive, derogatory, insulting language. This is a kid's show. And that scene comes on, and my mom just turns to me, and she's just like, oh, you make sense now. And I was like, what? And she was like, that sounds like something this is what you saw as a child. Yes, it makes sense as to who you are now, because these are the kind of things that were instilled in you when you were little, which is why now you don't stand for that kind of language, those kind of things. And then that's what made me realize there's so many shows and movies that we see as kids that we don't realize these like messages that are being sent to us, and how important it is, like the media that we consume as little youngins.
That also sparked a memory. My family didn't really like me watching Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh,
because they were rambunctious, like, little kids doing very wacky shenanigan-y things. And I remember watching that show and just being like, I just kind of want to have fun, like how they are. Like, I just want to go out with my friends and, like, have a good time. Didn't have many friends. Wasn't allowed to go out anywhere.
Didn't have many good times.
yeah. But it's crazy, like, how much parents think or thought that TV would influence our, like, direct behavior when, like, it was just fun.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not gonna jump off, like, a half pipe because the kids on TV are doing it. I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
But I guess parents are just so far removed in their thought processes opposed to, like, young kids who are just developing. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of Cartoon Network shows.
I did too.
Looney Tunes was a big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to watch the baby version every morning before school. But also Harry Potter.
Yeah, we're actually going to have a whole episode on how Harry Potter has shaped our lives. We love an autobiography. Love that Harry wrote that whole thing himself.
I was not realized we were going to have a whole episode, and I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, because, you know, this is about, like, core things that shaped us. Harry Potter was a really big one, but I think we're definitely going to go a little bit deeper because that's just...
It's a lot.
We grew up with that.
Yeah.
We grew up with them. So stay tuned for that. That'll be on its way. But what's another movie that kind of, like, not your childhood, but say your teens? If you have any movies that has shaped your teens.
My teens.
While you buffer.
Yeah.
One of the movies that hit me to my core was Perks of Being a Wallflower. And that's because it was actually assigned reading in 9th grade. So I had to read this book. No idea what it was. I forgot the name of my teacher, but she was such an influential person to me at that time because I went to this school, my first year of high school, I went to a different school, and all the teachers were super, super young. Like, definitely mid-20s. And to a 13-year-old, that's like, you're not that old, you know? You think, like, you're buddy-buddy with the teachers. I used to, like, use my lunch break and go to their classrooms and, like, read books and stuff. Like, I was one of those students. But I had read The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and I was excited because my teacher told me they're actually adapting this to a film, and the author is, you know, helping to direct it. And I was like, oh my God. So, like, he's gonna actually be able to shape who Charlie is, the main character, who Charlie is, and Charlie's best friends. And Emma Watson actually plays Sam, which is one of the big characters in this film. And Ezra Miller plays Patrick.
I did not know Ezra Miller was in that.
Yeah. And that combination of things, it's overwhelming. We had Logan Lerman as Charlie.
I was going to say, we're not going to talk about...
Yeah. Like,
Logan?
The culmination of just prime entertainment for that era and having those actors and actresses play those roles. It was also a very formative time in my life because I just turned 13 and I just lost a family member, and the book talked about grievances and having to deal with the unknown in high school and kind of just growing up and not knowing where your life is and understanding that life is inherently sad and there's nothing much you can do about that, but it's the people around you and the people that you choose to surround yourself with that helps. That helps, you know? And it's all those little memories, those little trips that you take, those little silly things you do in classes that you look back on so many years later and you're happy that you didn't go to that one class, or you're happy that you did this one thing, or you're happy that you hung out with this one person. And me to get that story at such a formative point in my life where I was very unstable and didn't really know what I was doing or how to navigate at all. I don't care if you call it a children's book, The Perks of Being a Wallflower is the book that formed me into the person that I am.
Wow, that was deep. I've never read or seen it. The time that you were reading Perks of Being a Wallflower, I was reading 13 Reasons Why, which is also a pretty like intense book.
Yeah.
What the hell were we doing as children?
Yeah, and it's also like these pieces of media that we were consuming. Another book that I read in my formative high school times was Adios Nirvana, which is a story of a boy who loses his brother. Yeah.
Yeah, I read a book called Winter Girls, which is about a girl who runs away from home because she is an anorexic and her friend dies because they're both anorexic together, and her friend dies of malnutrition. She has like a heart attack or something like that. So she runs away with her friend, and the whole book she's with her friend, and then she has like a heart attack and realizes that her friend had died. And so really it was like the memory of her friend that she was traveling with and reliving all these memories with. And it was really sad.
And we wonder why we have anxiety and
depression.
Other miscellaneous issues.
But I think the show, because I couldn't think of a movie, but a show that, and it's not even that it shaped who I am, but it really makes me think about how much I've grown. And I'm pretty sure I talked about it in a previous episode, but it's Degrassi. Like, rewatching it as an adult, the messages that you get from it are so different from the ones that I saw when I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't see like these things as a big deal. I'm like, yeah, this totally makes sense. Of course you're going to send a nude to this person. Of course you're going to sleep with this person because all your friends have. So how could you not? And then as an adult rewatching these shows, I'm like, oh my God, these are children.
Yeah.
These are like 12, 13-year-olds, and 13-year-old me was out here like, heck yeah, you defy your parents, Manny. Yeah, Emma, go get gonorrhea from your friend's ex-boyfriend. Like,
yeah. I just sparking a whole bunch of other memories. But on the flip side, I was watching stuff like Home Improvement. I had to Google Tim the Toolman Taylor because that's the only thing that my brain remembered. But, you know, things like Home Improvement and Late Night George Lopez.
Oh, George Lopez.
Oh my God. Full House. Full House is one of those sitcoms that...
There's so much scandal behind Full House.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But the times were different. And Full House was one of those shows that I just loved.
And Family Matters. I don't know if you ever got into Family Matters, but I was really into Family Matters.
I think so.
And with like Steve Urkel.
Yes.
And Sisters. I was also super into.
There are the only POC shows that were really like out there. So
yeah.
Oh, my parents hated me watching The Proud Family as well.
Ooh.
Because that was a whole
thing.
A whole thing in itself. But
which is back now, The Proud Family. I saw the first 2 episodes. It's interesting. It's very modern.
Like, having this conversation is just sparking so many memories, and it's crazy how much content we've consumed and grown up with, and kind of the ways that we consume content now, or how we're aware of the things that we're watching. Yeah. But yeah, the 2 most formidable things in my life is Finding Nemo and The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Damn.
Yeah.
I just love Logan Lerman.
Logan Lerman, yeah. But here's the thing. I don't remember actors' names or whatever. But that's to tell you, like, how much of an impact The Perks of Being a Wallflower made.
I'm just trying to marry him, you know?
It's true facts. I think he's engaged. Or
I
married.
am down for a triangle of love.
As long as it's consensual, listen, hey. Do what you gotta do, man.
Share. I know how to share. I learned it in kindergarten. I didn't actually go to kindergarten.
I didn't either.
We'll just say that's where I learned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In conclusion.
I hope that's a very nice insight into our lives. But whew, that was a therapy session, not even gonna front. If you have any shows or pieces of media or books or whatever be it, let us know what formed you as a child and what do you suddenly have unlocked after hearing these things. But as always, hope you're staying safe, hope you're staying well, hope you're staying hydrated, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye.